Hello and welcome to my studio. I'm Robin Murch, a retired clergyman, and I'm in my studio down in Dawlish in my grandfather's attic. And in the studio I create pictures, and I want to show you this picture, which is particularly exciting in my view, and I'm very, very fond of it for all sorts of lovely reasons. I call myself a theological folk artist, and I've never had formal artistic training at all. So maybe that shows, but we shall see. But anyhow, let me just introduce you to Woodbine Willy. Here he is, who in 1916 was the most celebrated army chaplain on the Eastern Front in the Battle of the Somme and other places. In a remarkable Christian life, marvellously, charmingly Irish, who used to sing folk songs and really had a marvellous way of engaging with people, and ran a very poor parish in Worcester, and then went to become an army chaplain in the First World War. And he was well celebrated. He was full of compassion for the soldiers who he shared their lot with. And of course, he got this reputation of being the Woodbine Willy because he used the nerve-shattered soldiers, he would give them fags, and lots of them, and they were so grateful for that, as well as his care and attention as a human being in a most horrendous situation. So let me describe the picture to you, because it needs to be explained a little bit to you. All this happens within the realm of God, and so I express that way up here is an alpha and an omega, and then you have a knotwork going right round the whole picture, which shows that his life and all that happened in and around his life was within the realm of God. And he, of course, had a remarkably firm and lovely faith. And we see him looking at this knotwork and the cross of Christ in the knotwork there. But we also see the knotwork working around his situation. You have the men in the trenches, and the fire and the gunfire and the barbed wire, and then you have the soldiers going to and fro the battlefront here, and here we see the graves of some very crudely put together, and here we have the pillbox firing out machine gun fire onto the battlefield. A horrendous situation, however you try to imagine it. But he was there, and he was compassion, and he was love. And it made him a pacifist. He could not see the sense of war at all. He did his duty, and he wanted all it made him ardent case for justice in society. So when the war was over, he used to tour around giving talks on the Industrial Christian Fellowship, which was an organization which ran parallel to the socialist movement in bringing justice and fair to workers. So here we have very much a working class village, pits, factories, back-to-back houses, and of course we have the graves and the war memorial there as well. And he used to go around and encourage people to take the Christian view that we should abolish war. And he did this with tremendous vigour all around the country, and eventually died of overwork in Liverpool. And when he died, there was a great outcry that he should be buried in Westminster Abbey. But the Dean objected. He said, we don't bury socialists in the Abbey. So he then got a welcome back in Worcester, where he had one of the biggest funerals ever seen in Worcester. And what was so touching was lots of old soldiers turned out, and as the cortege went by, they threw packets of fags at the cortege. Well, from ordinary working class people. Well, a very touching story, and that's what inspired my picture. He's certainly worth studying. I've only given the barest autobiographical story of him. But, oh yes, here we have the lovely hillside, and on Psalm 121, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord. So we understand, God is so much greater than all these things around us. Anyhow, I love this picture. It came out incredibly well. I hope you like it as well. Yeah, he's a man after my own heart.